Every year on the Skeena, the fish seem to key on something different. You know, the first year we went there, they were really keying on rabbit strip. Next year, there were bigger flies. And this year, they really seem to be keying on the Muddler Minnow. And that's what we want to tie you today. So make sure you have these materials ready before you tie. For the thread, we'll use some 6/0 black. We'll use a size 6 4x long stainless steel streamer hook, a 5/32 inch hot orange bead as a bead, some gold Electra braid for the body, some olive Krystal flash for the underwing, some Mallard flank for the overwing, and some deer hair for the collar. I started the fly off by putting all my hot orange bead onto the hook and actually tied in my thread. Now I'm going to take some of my Electra braid. It's kind of a gold color, and we're just going to tie it in the back of the hook, and we'll make the body with this in a little bit. Now the Electra braid is tied in the back. I'm going to move my thread up towards the bead, and then we're going to wrap the Electra braid forward to form the body. Now that the body's tied in, take about 6 to 8 strands of your green Krystal flash, and what we're going to do is wrap it around our thread, pull it tight near the bead, just wrap it back just slightly, and then cut it to length. And what I like to do is vary the length. We want it just off the back of the hook, a couple of shorter and a couple longer. You want that length to vary a little bit. Now we're ready for the Mallard overwing. And I like to take a quill, the Mallard flank, and strip off about, you know, 1/2 to 2/3 of one side. So we're gonna strip that off, kind of measure them up. You want them to vary a bit in length, and then we're gonna tie it in just behind the bead. And make them about the same length as your green Krystal flash. The last step to the fly is to take a small clump of deer hair, not too much, keep it fairly thin. And what we're going to do is put it about 1/2 the length of the hook. You just want it about 1/2 the distance. Let it roll around. Let it just roll slightly around the hook. And then we're just going to tie that in for the collar. And it also forms a small little collar around behind the bead on the hook. Now to finish it off, we're just going to trim all that deer hair off the front and trim it fairly tight around the collar. And you just form a nice little collar on the fly and small little head right behind the bead. And then we're just going to whip finish right behind the bead. So there it is, your finished Skeena River Muddler. Make sure you tie this on a strong hook. It's got to be a stainless hook or a steelhead hook because you are going to catch some exceptionally large fish. To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca. And if you would like to book an adventure like this one shown, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.